Hello and welcome to this new video. What I'm going to do today is to try to solve again the case of last official qualification round for the Microsoft Excel World Championship, and in particular the case of section 2 of the morning session, so the basically poker solitaire, which was probably the hardest case of the whole qualification round. Um, if you look at it, it might seem very complicated. Actually, obviously, it's not easy, but honestly, also not that complicated. And during my live attempt, of which I will leave the video in the description, I clearly overcomplicated the approach, resulting in non-solving the case and going clearly beyond the time allocation of 1 hour. So today I will give it another try because I realized there is probably a much simpler way to address this. It will be interesting to see how much time it will be needed. Obviously, understanding this is not the first try, so I will not pretend this will be the exact timing in live conditions. So, just to recap, basically, you are given the sequence of cards dealt uh, classic poker. At least in Italy, this is the classic way. So basically, you are given a hand of 5 cards, and you need to score the combinations according to the usual rules, which are listed here. For simplicity, there are no complicated scoring. So, for example, the full house, which is 3+2 cards, or the royal flush, which is the highest possible straight flush, so 10 to ace of the same suit. Okay, basically you're given the cards. You start with one, two, three, four, then five, and then from the sixth card onwards, you will keep 5 cards in your hand, and so you will keep just the last five. You will need to score the combinations every time using the last card which has been dealt. So this is a particular condition of this game, basically. Uh, and each combination has a point system associated, except for the no combination where the face value is used and the figures, so Jack, Queen, and King, and Ace will have a value of 10. Having said that, let's try this again. So we have an example 2 as usual. I'm going to XLOOKUP our data set. So XLOOKUP from B to basically here. As you can see, there is a gap between the cards because I inserted some columns to solve the bonus questions, and that is something I need to consider. So let's transpose this and also, actually, let's leverage what DMX explained me because I can ignore blanks. Okay, it's not working. I need to ignore. Uh, Actually, this is not a blank, so I don't know if there is a custom way to manage this. Uh, I don't know, honestly. So yeah, in case basically uh, those will be blank, this will be perfect. In this case, I will revert to the usual let x be this and then filter where x is not 0. Okay, and I need the transpose of this. Okay, so we got rid of those empty spaces. Okay, at this point, basically our last 5 cards will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those with the transpose. Okay, and again, let me change this to transpose of let x being those 5. Uh, yes, and filter again. I might have used the other approach. X is not blank. Okay, so this is basically the last 5 cards dealt. So what I'm going to do now is to use the substitution of the suits. I will leverage the array formula in this case. So the old text will be right of this, and the new text will be nothing. Uh, the new text will be nothing. Okay, and then I'm also interested in the right of this. Fantastic. Okay, those are the face values and the suits. Um, and then, okay. So the last card basically will be the substitute of this, substitute right with nothing. So this is the face value of the last card dealt. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, in the previous version, I basically laid out the whole set of cards possible. So ace, two, three, four, up to king. Counted every card in the card dealt and identified where there were couples or whatever pairs or three cards of a kind and so on. And then on top of that, applied a condition to make sure that that combination was including the last card dealt, which is basically useless. What we could do actually is just to count ifs uh, into our set of cards for this. So this is already considering the last card dealt, and this of course can help us in identifying all the let me say X of a kind, so one pair, three of a kind, four of a kind. It's not addressing the two pairs, which is actually the probably most painful combination to identify. Straight and flush need to be managed separately, but those are actually easier in my way because by definition, those combinations are using five cards, so you don't need to consider the last card used. You will need the whole five cards. So if you have that combination, you can be sure that the last card is used. So is used. Um, Different stories, the two pairs which will need to be addressed differently. So let's check for the straight and flush first. Um, Basically, I've seen Dermoid's video, so I might be biased in this. Basically, he adopted a very clever approach in which he outlined basically all the combination of five cards, progressive five cards, so ace to five, up to 10 to ace, and then look up to basically here where this combination was used. For the sake of maintaining my, let me say, approach, I will probably need as well the whole list of cards, so a sequence of 9 starting from 2. Okay, and then I have Jack, Queen, King, and Ace again. I will count this. So again, I'm needing the whole set of cards laid out. Count this basically here. Lock the columns. This is not R, this is Q, and that's needed to lock, and then this lock the row. Uh, okay, and not finding anything except the Q. I'm not sure this is working for the numbers. Actually, yes. Okay. So to identify the straight, I will just say, mm, not sure the spelling is correct. Yes, it is. If some, uh, well, if or and uh, those equal one, it's one, otherwise it's zero. And so I will have up to those combination, which is the same approach I used during the competition actually, so nothing different. I should have at least a 1 somewhere, so it's here. Let's check because the case says there is there are all the combination used, so yes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's it. And so the master check, let's say, is if is minus minus or of this. Okay, so straight final. For the flash, again, what I did is to basically have a unique of those. Uh, Common base values. For some way, I've crashed the Excel. It's calculating data tables for every possible worksheet. That's interesting. Okay, so flash, I should say if, maybe let's transpose this. So if or if and actually those uh, v mm, 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 equals this, lock the row, one there was 0. Diarmuid's version was very much clearly much clever than this because it just said whether those uh, suits were equal to the whole 5 sets of suits is equal to one. Let's say the first one, because you need the all the 5 suits to be the same. So you don't need basically to outline this table, but I will keep the approach the same. So in this case, we have also the suits equality. So this will be a straight flush actually. Uh, and so you have an OR of this minus minus, so convert it to number. And then basically we need the this thing here. So we are checking for one pair, we're checking for 2 pairs, we're checking for 3 of a kind, we're checking for straight, we're checking for flush, we're checking for 4 of a kind, and we're checking for straight flush. Okay, so one pair would be simply if what it is, this equals to it's one, otherwise it's 0. Okay, 2 pairs I will skip it at the moment. Then 3 of a kind will be equal to 3, and 4 of a kind will be equal to 4. Then straight will be if this equals to 1, 1, otherwise 0. And flush is if this equals to 1, otherwise 0. And straight flush, I will just multiply those two. What is needed is just the 2 pairs. So um, what I did is basically figure out that one pair is already identified, uh, and with this, I will need to identify where this is actually equal to 2, because if it is, it means we have a pair which includes, by the way, the last card dealt. What we need to consider is, do we have another pair, actually? And so to do this, we might need this and uh, this equals to 2. And the other condition will be, does it exist something here which is greater than or equal than 2? Because we might have also a full house, so we have 3 cards, for example, of the other kind, which is not, by the way, this last card dealt. So uh, I will probably write something like not is error, the filter uh, of this, let's say, where this is greater than or equal than 2 times this lock is not this, basically. Lock the column if this is not needed, lock, because if this is not an error, it means that exists another pair, actually, uh, one otherwise zero. Okay, let's try to scale this and see if this work. So actually we have two pairs here. Let's check this out. And in fact, we have 3, 3, and Q and Q. Let's notice that this is not true for the next turn because we already have the 3 and 3, which is not including, by the way, the last card, so I'm not even considering that. Here we have another pair, double pair, sorry, which is actually no, so something is going wrong here. Uh, okay, we have a problem because this is not actually working as expected. Probably is a matter of strings and numbers. So what I will do is, I'm assuming these are not, yeah, numbers. So probably the easiest thing to do is to say that our basically array here is converted to string. And if I do this, this is going to disappear, and that's okay. Let's check this, which should be correct at this point, because we have 5 ace, 5 ace, and the 5 is actually the last card dealt, so it's correct. Next turn, this is not true. Let's check another one if we have it. Actually not. Okay, so I think we're ready to score. Um, Basically, here I'm interested in the rightmost uh, combination available, because in this case I've bought a one pair and the two pairs. I'm interested, of course, in the rightmost combination. So what I will do is to take the filter of this where this equals 1, and I will take the last one. Okay. If I have an error, I will just say no combination with the capital C. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, I need to lock, of course, the first row. Okay, so in this case we have one pair, here two pairs, and so on. What we need is also an X lookup of this into this table here, which again has merged columns into the points. Okay. In case of no combination, of course, this is not correct. So what we can do is, if this equals to no combination, I will use, and I will steal something from dear mood as well. I will say minus minus this, and I will throw an if error to say that if we have an error, we have 10. And that's actually great, instead of building the whole table. So I'm saying basically convert the string value of this column here with this minus minus if there is a number. Otherwise, if I have a letter, so basically Jack, Queen, King, I will get an error, so I know that's a 10 value. Okay, then I basically can sum this and I get 16939, which is actually correct. So I'm guessing that if we try to scale this, so sequence of 20 starting from 21, we have this, let's build a data table, and we should basically done. Let's check our results. Yes, we have it. So, okay, I've been quite slow in order to explain the approach, but I hope this has been useful and clearly much more straightforward than what I did actually in the competition. We have 20 minutes of recording. I will pretend this would have been, let's say, 15 minutes of actual performance. Of course, this was not the first attempt, so this is not comparable to a live scenario. Let's say this is worth 20, 25 minutes all considered. So probably still manageable within the 1 hour allocation if you were quite fast on the other cases and bonus questions. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.